Hey, there's a Tom's Tech Show. Just got finished walking out of the living room and seeing Orville Identity Part 2. It was everything we wanted it to be. Hey there, welcome, and be here talking some Orville Identity Part 2. We had Identity Part 1 was last week, which is just, exclamation point on Seth MacFarlane and everything that he's doing with the Orville. Just it's Star Trek. It's what we wanted Star Trek to be. It's what we wanted the reboots of Star Trek to be, Discovery to be, everything to be. We wanted it. We wanted this. At least any Star Trek fan that I know of wanted that. So now we have Identity Part 2 and some predictable things, but not so predictable that they weren't right spot on with what was going on. At some point, I'll start digging into the actual episode and spoilers, but if you haven't watched it, just go watch it. Just do Part 1 and Part 2. Just do a back-to-back together. Just incredible TV. Nothing about, identity politics or anything else. It's all about characters and who they are, and touching moments and exciting moments and real stakes. Real things happen, that are final. Real people on the show. Real characters on the show are getting shot at and getting, some extra characters and stuff are dying and everything. Real stakes, real final stakes. It's gonna be everything that we're gonna need from like Avengers Endgame. There's gonna have to be some real consequences to what's going on. But people, they would have, in original series Star Trek, they'd always have people die, and of course this one, since it's a big episode, in the Borg they lost tons of people in Next Generation. So this episode, same kind of thing. Just incredible. I loved it. Okay, now we're going to get into some actual talking about the episode. So there'll be the spoiler banner will be here. Okay, so if you don't want to know anything else, haven't watched it yet, skip out. Everything from here out is going to be about the episode. So the starting with them, I knew they were going to try and have some kind of plan. They're going to make up some kind of plan to try and do something to, get the ship back. I knew they were getting the ship back, but them being, kind of throws you off a little bit from the preview that they were all in the bridge. But, was it them on the bridge, or the Klingon were having them, staged on the bridge to do things? At the one part with the USS Roosevelt and the 13-button salute, just kind of a crazy thing. But of course, since Isaac had been on the ship for so long, they knew about that, and that caused huge consequences. It's final. We're dealing with ultimates and absolutes here, and how do we get past these things? And people making, like Kelly and stuff, they're going on the shuttle and going to an arch enemy to try, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of scenario, which could have ended up bad. Just people doing things, that they're realizing this is it, right? This is over. This is, we're at the highest stakes. Like Kelly says, this is the 25th hour. There's no time, and you get this feeling throughout the episode. There is no time. There is no point where you can say, well, let's just sit back and think about this for a second and see, and make some okay decisions, and analyze this for a while. No, this is time to take action. This is time to do it, and you get that feeling through the episode. So we come also to the... I did notice that the Klingon, the primary, he sounded... I don't know if anybody remembers Dr. Theopolis, from Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. He really sounded a lot like that. I I kept hearing that in my mind. I don't know if it's the same actor. I'll have to look it up and see if it is, but that's what I kept hearing. But so the part where they need to get and send the message because Yaphet is there and they're going to go send the message, and Ty comes up and says, he's small enough to go through the little tunnel, through the little access way, and that he'll do it and he'll go. And just the interchange between him and his mom and stuff. I mean, I'm just about to cry. I mean, just like, oh my gosh, this is what I wanted. This is what we want in science fiction. Good, incredible writing. Just having him come up there and say, "It's all right, Mom. I understand. I may be 10 or however old he is in the show. I may be a young kid, but I understand the stakes. I understand what's going on. That everybody is going to die if we can't do this. And I'm now I'm now growing up right now. This is the point where I grow up and I become a man right now. To go and help. Then him getting caught and taken off. That just adds to the drama and everything, and him yelling, "Yaphet, save me!" and Yaphet can't do it because he's burned up, and stuff. Just and how Yaphet must feel that he was supposed to protect him and everything. Just all these human emotions and failings and frailings. Just things that are just part of the human emotion. The human being of I need to protect my family, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's things that you're unable to protect your family, and that just destroys you. And being able to see that on screen and played out kind of with Yaphet and stuff. Just incredible writing again of the episode. Then once they have Ty up in the room up near the bridge, that they bring in Isaac and say, well, he's got to go. You got to get rid of Ty and kill him. It's like, okay, is this where we see, because you got a few hints of Isaac, since Isaac was not, they saying Isaac was not an original. He was built after the purge of all of the creators. That maybe Isaac has a flaw or something, so they're going to, have him change his name from Isaac to something else, make up a new one. And when they bring him in, and you're seeing Isaac there, and Ty, and saying, okay, you got to get rid of Ty now. It's like, this is the point. Okay, I've been seeing this coming. I mean, you saw it coming, but it was still drawn out just long enough, the 30 seconds or whatever, and his little guns come out of his head and of Isaac's head, like he's gonna actually do it, and you're like, and then he switches and he gets rid of the primary and all the others in the room, and saves Ty because he's been affected enough. And that was one of our theories from my speculation video back a ways, last week, is that Isaac would have been affected enough by being among the humans to not want to kill them all. So, but it was drawn out enough. It was long enough of a scene and of an event, that you really felt it. You really felt, that maybe he would actually go through with it. And then he sacrifices himself to save the rest of the people on the ship, and through the E-impulse just makes you realize that he understands his decision, that there's no going back from it, that he might as well just include him in turning off all the other Kaylon. So, and that he actually does, in some mechanical way. I know this is kind of us projecting onto him, emotion onto him, because he doesn't have emotion. We're projecting that, and that's what we do when we see these characters like, Data and Spock, we project our own emotions onto them, and it gives us kind of a blank slate to put our emotions on, and we're putting that on him. But I don't think he would have. Maybe his logic circuits, because of being around humans and them not being enslaving people continually all the time like we've done in our past. We've moved forward from that in the future. That he understands that and was able to reason and calculate that out. And we call it emotions, and he's using it as a formula, right? So then, of course, the Krill show up, and the drama over all of that as ships break away, heading to Earth. Just, a lot of action, a lot of everything going on, and ships being destroyed, and real consequences to the battle and everything else. And then, the Krill help them defeat them and send them back to their planet. I think maybe the next they did a preview for the next episode, which I think is the Krill probably wanting the Earth ships, the Union ships, to help them go with them to completely destroy all the Kaylon in case they come after them again. That looks kind of like the premise of the next episode. But the end of this episode was just heartfelt, and Captain Mercer putting himself on the line for Isaac. Isaac did the same thing for his crew, so naturally Ed's going to do the same thing back, that he's going to say Isaac can stay on the ship and he'll vouch for him and keep him there. And that just, again, it's like, okay, if this were, do you trust him again? Do you not trust him again? What do you do, right? I mean, is it worth the risk? I mean, a formula would say no, but because we're human and we hope and we desire best in people and other people around us, then we make and build relationships, and we want to keep those, and then we're willing to risk things for those that are around us. Just all the different things of human frailty, human weakness, human strength, just all the different things that people have in their emotions and everything else that are there, written into these two episodes. Just, I think some of the writers are probably from the original Star Trek, probably from Next Generation. I'll have to look up and see who's been doing some of the writing. I think some of this was himself, so was Seth MacFarlane himself doing some of the writing on this. But the end part where Claire Finn is talking to Isaac, and she's talking about forgiveness and a few cliches, and just saying forgiveness has a beginning, that just ending it on a really super hopeful note for Isaac, that because he's going to stay for the rest of the show. The actor was not leaving, of course, but just really incredible writing. I cannot even begin to express how good and how much I really enjoy watching the Orville just over and over again. Like I said, there were a few kind of predictable things. I mean, when bringing one of the theories is bringing in the Krill, and that's what they did, and Isaac turning back to helping the Orville. I mean, there are only so many ways to resolve the situation, right? Either it's a simulator, or it's Isaac turns, or they get the Krill and they did a couple of combined things, or they destroy Earth. I mean, I guess that could have been another thing. Could have destroyed Earth and shot the Orville out into deep, deep, deep space, and then it could have been turned into the Voyager series. No, okay. But anyway, we got this episode. It was just amazing, amazing, amazing. See it, watch it. Just go get anything Orville. I'm waiting for merch. I mean, really. I mean, I've seen people and heard people and saying, "Where's the merch? We need the merch for the Orville. We need action figures." I mean, I have my Star Trek action figures. I would love to be Star Trek on this side, Orville on this side. All right, I'm ready. Okay, I'll dangle a Orville ship from the ceiling and have it on a little motor and have it flying around. I mean, give us the merch. We need the merch today. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching this. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you like other videos like this and movie reviews kind of things and photography things and technology things, then subscribe to my channel and you get all that stuff coming your way. All right. Well, go watch the Orville, and thanks for watching this episode.